Hello, Lewis County High School. This is Kayla Stafford, and I am going to be presenting a how-to video lecture for your MLA 8th edition research essay for English 200. So as you see, I'm logged into Blackboard, and I'm currently looking at the announcement for March 23rd through April 12th. Please notice the Google Voice phone number where you can call me anytime. If I don't answer, just leave a message and I will return your call. See that you have 100 pages of textbook to read this week, but there is no discussion board. You are just simply reading. And now that you have finished your Ayn Rand essay, you will not have to read that novel this week, but you're just reading pages out of your textbook. Have you chosen a research topic for this semester? Hopefully the answer to that question is yes. However, if the question is no, I want to show you a resource that I actually showed you last semester, but it is always a good place to go when you are trying to pick a topic. And lots of times topics come from these topics. So you might find a topic on this website and then make it your own. So I just Googled 401 prompts for argumentative writing, and this is just an easy place to go for you to take a look at all these different topics. I know that the main thing on everyone's mind right now is COVID-19 and whether we're going back to school, if you are going to have a prom, if you're going to have a graduation, if you're going to get to play sports, if your spring musical is canceled. But I think it would be better for you to focus on a different topic, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic is changing minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. So any of these topics are suitable as long as you can find research to prove your claim. Even what current musicians do you think will stand the test of time can be turned into a claim. So you can click on this and then it's going to give you some more information. It always takes you to an article, and these are just a place to look at ideas. Now, if you want to continue your work from last semester and add to that research, then you are welcome to do that as well. You just have to make sure that you meet the guidelines for the rubric for this essay. And then if you will also review, I made you a note here, you may research any topic that interests you, and I challenge you to incorporate all categories of evidence within your essay, and there is a link here as well. And this link takes you to the claim review. A claim is a statement, a complete sentence that can be argued. It's debatable, it is defensible, and it is interesting for your audience. For example, veganism is the best diet anyone could ever follow because it is the most natural way to fuel the body. That is a claim that can be argued. And when you are writing your claim, you want to make sure that it is something that people care about, so it evokes interest. It's debatable. You can argue either side of it. It's defensible. You have research that can prove that claim. And it's clear. I should be able to read the introduction of your essay and easily pick out the claim of your essay. Always avoid I think, I believe, and the pronoun you. I have made lots of notes this semester about deleting or omitting I think, I believe, in my opinion, as well as the pronoun you, because the pronoun you makes your audience one person. And remember that even though I'm the one scoring your essay, your audience is an academic audience like your peers, Or think of other college students that you don't know. So you would never write you, because that would be just one person, whereas your audience is an entire group of academic learners. You need to evaluate your own claim and decide, is it really strong enough? Does it clearly state my stance on this issue? And am I proving my claim? Always evaluate the pros and the cons of a topic. For example, school uniforms. If you were going to argue that your school needed to institute school uniforms, you would need a reason why. What would that do to improve the educational stance of your school? And you also have to address the cons, because there's a lot of controversy around school uniforms. The next thing that I want to review with you is the categories of evidence. So when you are writing your research essay, it's really important to incorporate all 5 categories of evidence. So even though your essay is based upon research, it's a research essay, you have to cite 6 to 10 credible sources, you also want to incorporate the other categories of evidence too, because that makes you a credible writer, as well as convinces your audience and makes your essay more personal. So the first category of evidence is personal experience. The second category of evidence is historical or current events. The third category of evidence is literary connections, and you just read Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead. So if there is a connection to Rand's work, then you can use information from that book, or any literary novel for that matter, if there is a direct connection to your research topic. Pop culture, what's happening in the world today, which of course again, you can't help but go back to COVID-19 and how it is affecting our state, our country, and our world. And finally, social observations. What have you seen out of society that is directly related to your research topic? So let's talk about each one of these. Personal experience. Using personal experience in your research essay is not the same as writing I think or I believe in a claim. But using personal experience to support your claim or as a part of your body paragraphs is really useful. So, for example, can you relate your own personal experience to what you are analyzing? Only include personal experiences if it gives an example that actually strengthens your argument. Do not diverge on a weakly related topic or unrelated path. People like to use this type of evidence most often as it is often an easy connection. So, for example, like Lenny and George, I too am motivated by my version of the American dream. For me, this includes waking up at 5 a.m. each morning to work out and run drills because I dream to be a collegiate athlete one day. My dream affects my decisions and is also my source of motivation. From these examples, we learn ... So this is a direct personal experience piece of evidence to the book of Mice and Men. Historical or current events. Can you relate any historical or current events to what you're analyzing? Only include a historical or current event connection if it gives an example that strengthens your argument. And again, do not go off on an unrelated path. For example, during Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's trials, one of the trial participants likened this experience to a witch hunt. This is an allusion to the Salem witch trials, and it is meant to show how, in this opinion, both were outrageous accusations against people. Using historical or current events really helps your audience understand your argument. Literature connections. Is your research essay or claim in any way related to a book you have read? And try to avoid books like Harry Potter or the Twilight series, those are more pop culture examples, whereas literature connections need to be books from literary canons that a lot of people have read, whether they be from the American literary canon or the European literary canon, just those tried and true books like Of Mice and Men, the play The Crucible, even Ayn Rand's Fountainhead. Pop culture connections. Can you relate your research essay to something occurring in pop culture that a lot of people would know about? This really makes people happy when they can relate to something in their world. It makes your writing a little less formal, but still very relatable. And finally, social observations. Can you relate any social observations to what you are analyzing? And this can be something that you have experienced or seen at school or in the media. I really like this example. It has been my observation that people tend to fear others who are different from them. For example, Ellen DeGeneres recently had to defend the fact that she sat by George Bush at a Dallas Cowboys game because people thought they couldn't or shouldn't be friends due to their differing beliefs. In her defense, she points out how negative and divisive this mentality is, and she advocates for everyone to be kind to all people. So I challenge you to use all 5 categories of evidence in your research essay. It will definitely make it stronger. So now that we have reviewed the categories of evidence, let's go on to my blog page for your MLA research essay, and let's discuss that research essay. First and foremost, you must format your paper in MLA 8th edition. Essay number 4 is due on May 3rd at midnight, and please remember, just like last semester, it is 30% of your final grade. You are to pick a controversial topic. You can continue your work from last semester, but you must be able to cite at least 6 to 10 peer-reviewed credible sources published from 2010 to present. You must use the MSU databases to find these peer-reviewed sources. You must use the knowledge you gain from this research to form an original claim with 3 supporting ideas and rebuke a popular counterclaim. You will write at least 15 paragraphs, 6 to 8 pages, that include paraphrases, direct quotes, original support, and in-text citations, at least 2 per body paragraph to prove your claim. That's 2 in-text citations. I have also created a 15-paragraph outline for you. Paragraph 1 and 2 is the introduction. Please remember all the parts of the introduction. You must begin with background information to orient your audience to your topic. If they don't know what you're writing about, they're definitely not going to be convinced by your claim. So focus on 2 to 3, even 4 sentences of background information to make your topic clear to your audience.